Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we bring you back a little bit early. It's only the 13th of June. The season's only just finished. I didn't expect to come back this early, but when the season finished, the Manchester City job came available. Now, in every save I seem to play, I always seem to end up at Man City. It seems to be a really easy job to get for me, and I don't know why, but I can't get Man United, Tottenham, and Chelsea. I can never seem to get them jobs. Arsenal also seems another relatively easy one to get for me. But the Man City job, so I didn't go for it, and it didn't look like there was going to be any jobs coming up. So I thought, never mind, we'll stay with Southampton. Um, but then the manager who took the Man City job left behind a rather nice little job that I wouldn't mind. And that job is Liverpool. Now, I applied for it, and they've been saying all sorts, e.g., leading candidate, measures his leading candidate for the job, etc. The other person that was favourite for the job has actually took the Roma job. That was Mancini. So let's just have a little look. I don't know this myself, if we're actually the favourite to get the job. Look at that. We're 7-2 favourite to get the job. I got a good feeling about this, and wouldn't it just be typical? Liverpool nickel Southampton's players, and now they're nicking their manager. So let's attend the interview. Glad you're giving me a chance. Let's get down to business. Having never managed a club of our stature and reputation, are you able to make a convincing case as to why that should be overlooked and you should be hired? I've spent the majority of my career building up considerable experience with smaller clubs in preparation for an opportunity with a bigger team. I hope to get that chance here. I've been waiting for the right opportunity to step up for the big time and sincerely hope that I get a chance to work here. I like that one so far. Never been given the chance to manage a truly big club. Desperate for that opportunity. No, can't hide from the fact. Don't have the experience you're looking for. Right, okay, so we'll look for that. I've been waiting for the right opportunity to step up to the big time. Sincerely hope that I get that chance to work here. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why do you want to move on? Next step in my career. Taking them as far as I can. Need a change of scenery. Believe I'm in the position to take the positive momentum I've built up recently to use it to hit the ground running here. I've been seeking new challenge for a while, and this opportunity is very appealing. Maybe that one. My current circumstances bear little relation. We're not going to say that and piss them off. Take the next step in my career. I want that to be here. That's quite simple. You're not sort of, yeah, I like that. Some people might be inclined to say that you're taking somewhat of a risk by leaving what's considered to be a safe job and looking to make the jump to an altogether bigger challenge. What was the thought process behind your decision? I'm keen to make my way up the managerial ladder, and this is a fantastic opportunity to do just that. There aren't many differences between the two clubs. No, I don't think there's much to worry about. Hope you don't even know. It's all a matter of perception. No, keen to make my way up the managerial ladder, and this is a fantastic opportunity to do just that. With your team currently defying expectations in the league, are you perhaps looking to take advantage by moving while your stock is high? So many awkward little questions. I've done a good job there. I feel time is right for the next step in my career. Right, that's my favourite so far. I've done a good job there, but also taken them as far as they can go. I don't think that's necessarily the truth, so I'm not going to say it. I would be able to bring all of that momentum. Don't pay attention, really don't think that matters. There we go for the top one. I've done a good job there and feel that time is right to take the next step in my career. Why have you felt it acceptable to apply for a number of jobs whilst employed by another team throughout your career? Well, I mean, you're never really going to get away from this, are you? So, I admit I lack professionalism, but I've decided never to do it again. It's a tough one. I'll not let anything get in the way. I mean, that just again makes me sound like a bit of a prick. I've only been in the 7 years. I mean, some people stay at clubs for longer than. Oh, nah, I've got to say, I admit I lack professionalism, but I've decided never to do it again. You have previously been embroiled in media controversy, citing your inability to cultivate a strong dressing room atmosphere. And for this, I'm going to go with this one this time. Given the career I've had, that was very much the exception rather than the rule, because it certainly is. How would you feel about working with our current director of football, Michael Edwards? Yeah, you'll do. More than happy to work with him. As part of the recruitment process, Don't wish to propose any changes. Would you be willing to sign a number of high-profile players? See, I do not like this one because a high-profile player, you got to wait till they're already the complete player until you sign them, and you got to sign them for big, big money. Generally, I prefer to get them in when they're nearly the player, create them into the world-class player. But I don't want to risk not getting the job because I really want this one. Not that I think it's time for a move, but I just think this is a good move. I'm excited about Liverpool. I would be willing to sign a large number of high-profile players if appointed manager. Yes. Willing to sign a number of youngsters, potential to make an impact. Yes, I would be willing. Any philosophies? No philosophies. We currently have no expectations. Fair enough. Let's move on. Anything for you to... No requests. Okay. So there we go. That's the interview done. Neymar is available on a free transfer, which could be interesting. He's only 32. He's going to cost a pretty penny, I should imagine. But I wouldn't mind bringing him into Liverpool if I get there. But we just have to see. Chelsea have offered a contract. He'll probably go there before anything happens. But he's still one hell of a player. Lost no acceleration pace. He'd be brilliant for probably a year or two. But let's skip forward, and I'll bring you back when we hear something about the Liverpool job. All right, Southampton have proposed talks to stay at the club again, but again, I mean, we've got 56 million, but I'm not going to ask for more, and they give it to me, and I want to see how this Liverpool job pans out. So we're going to decline the talks, and hopefully Liverpool approach us, but I don't want to count my eggs too soon. I've just seen that Pep Guardiola has had an interview. That makes me slightly less optimistic about getting the job. I mean, oh look, he was 14 to 1. Now he's had the interview. He's gone down to 5 to 1. Let's see if we're still favourites for it. Oh, we're not. Oscar Garcia. I mean, I'm not going to be devastated. I just would like to get the job, definitely. I can't believe it. I really thought that I was going to get this job. I really, really did. Unsuccessful. Rafa Benitez has took the job, but with Rafa Benitez taking the job, he was in charge of Tottenham. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to apply for the Tottenham job because they fit the bill just like Liverpool did. They've got a good squad, and they've certainly been performing well. So let's apply for the Tottenham job. And you never know, maybe we'll get this one. And what we're actually going to do, because I did hear that it betters your chance of getting the job, we're going to declare interest. So we're going to circle it amongst the media. Southampton might not be happy, but I mean, let's hope they don't sack us. We're certainly going to declare our interest, though. There we go. Measures wants Tottenham post. Considered by many as a leading candidate. And his interest is bound to increase speculation that he will indeed be offered the job. There's been a lot of speculation this week linking with the vacant Tottenham post. Are you interested? I think any manager worth his salt would be interested. It's a job of fantastic stature and opportunity. So there we go. So we're going to do the same thing. Essentially, we're going to come back when we hear about this, possibly an interview, possibly get an offered the job. In the meantime, we're kind of falling behind with Southampton. There's not a lot of transfer activity going on. But I'm waiting for the right player as opposed to just spending the money on anyone. So I'll dip my toes in the transfer market, I'm sure, with Southampton because I don't want to sort of keep chasing these jobs, and before you know it, it's middle of July, everyone's gone to new clubs, and we can't strengthen because with us playing in the Europa League, we definitely need numbers. Definitely need numbers. So let's crack on for a few days and hopefully we hear from Tottenham. Right, we've had a news item. Tottenham fans consider Measures leading candidate. As we know, I mean, this came out with the Liverpool job, so it means absolutely nothing. But I mean, there's all sorts of people in the running for this. We've got the Barcelona manager looking to take the step sideways or down to go to Tottenham. So maybe we won't get the job. Who knows? But I should imagine this will be the last job we'll be applying for, and then we'll be concentrating on Southampton and the Europa League campaign. Right, here we go. You got the interview with Tottenham. Let's attend it. Let's get down to business. Right, so we'll make this one a little bit quicker because they're all very similar questions. Um, having never managed a club with stature and reputation, are you to be able to make a convincing case as to why it should be overlooked and you should be hired? Here we go. Waiting for the chance to step up to the big time. I hope to get that chance. Highly impressive work at your current club. Why do you want to move on? I want to take the next step in my career and I want that to be here. Why have you felt it acceptable to apply for a number of jobs whilst employed by other teams? I mean, you don't know where your interview went wrong really, but decided never to do it again. You've been previously embroiled in media controversies, inability to cultivate a strong dressing room atmosphere. Given the career I've had, that was very much the exception rather than the rule. Previously been embroiled, oh my God, support of your players, very much the exception rather than the rule. Our new manager will have considerable resources. I like to think capable of even greater restraint when I'm given a hefty transfer budget. I have to make sure I get it right. How would you feel about working with our current director of football? He's okay. Happy to work with him. Don't want any money for changes of backroom staff. No philosophies. Challenge for Europe at Euro Cup qualification. See, now this is where I could step up and hopefully get the job, because I think we can probably tell them that we'll get Champions League qualification. And that's what we're going to do. Transfer budget of 35.5 million. Yeah, that'll do. It's not great though. Happy to work with the wage budget, 3.4 million. Anything for us? No, no requests. Okay, there we go. There's the interview done. Sometimes it will say something afterwards to say that your odds have massively gone in and you're heavy favourite for it, but no message. I don't really know where I stand again, to be completely honest. It's going to be a tough one, and if the people like the Unai Emery is in the running for the job, then I stand a lot smaller of a chance anyway, put it that way. But there we go. We'll play on now, and we'll wait until we hear the answer. Right, I don't quite believe it. We haven't got the Tottenham job either. Pep Guardiola, the man that I named as the reason I was worried, has been given the job. And surprisingly, I've never had this before. Were you amongst the apparently large number of people who were surprised at Tottenham's decision to hire Pep Guardiola? Let's just say that one is a bit strange. Don't think many people saw it coming. Don't. What in particular? Well, you just asked if I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised. Seems such a random and arbitrary decision. Why not? So that brings the end of our summer job hunt. I mean, we've got the Napoli job available, but I don't fancy it. I want to stay in England. So we're now massively behind. It's the 7th of July, massively behind in the transfer market. Man City have snapped up some fantastic players. They bought that Vinicius Junior, the Brazilian left winger, for 113 million. They bought a wonder kid centre half who's already at 4 stars, and a wonder kid goalkeeper for ridiculously cheap who's already 4 stars. So I think they're going to be very, very good. But we're going to be with Southampton for the new season, and I hope you enjoyed this little bonus episode. Didn't really get the result that I thought was going to happen, but I'm definitely not downhearted at being at Southampton. We had a fantastic season last season, and we get to have a good old crack at the Europa League. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.